Alright people, what's going on? I told you I was going to milk this situation for all I can. No, but in all seriousness, this is going to be the last video I do on this situation. As we all know, HS Tiki-Toki and Zerka had a little bit of a scuffle. They had a fight. There was a bit of a debate on the internet about who won the fight, despite the fact that 98% of us all agreed that HS Tiki-Toki won the fight. There's a couple things I want to talk about in today's video. First off, I actually want to revisit the fight and break it down almost frame by frame. What happened, what could have went wrong, what Zerka didn't do good, what he should have done, and what HS Tiki-Toki done wrong, and so on and so forth. And then there's one other serious point I want to bring up. So like this video, and as I said yesterday, we're on a quest to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So everyone who watches my content and isn't yet subscribed with those notifications turned on, make sure you do that right now because we upload every single day. So first off, we're not approaching this from a drama perspective. We're approaching this purely from a self-defense perspective. Like, what should you do if you find yourself in one of these situations? A large segment of my audience is under 21 years old, and also a big percentage of my audience is also from America. You're going to be going out drinking soon. You're going to find yourself in similar situations. Street fights are going to present themselves to you, and how you deal with these situations matters in life, because I know I'm being a bit serious here, but it could mean life or death. People get into fights all the time, get punched on the back of the head, or they fall down and hit the concrete, and then they're dead, and then 2 lives are ruined. We're going to mute it for copyright purposes. First off, we had Zerka, who was the instigator. HS Tiki-Toki didn't want any part of this fight. He was trying to defuse the situation. Now, he was saying, come on, turn the cameras off, let's go around the corner, which is a good idea because it means that he's not going to be sued then. It's not on video. So this is a very mature response here from HS Tiki-Toki. It's mad to believe that Zerka is the 30-year-old in this situation. And you have to remember, prior to this, was it like a day or maybe a week before, they'd done a Discord call, and Aiden Ross was offering them 300 grand to do a proper scheduled fight with gloves on, referee, in a gym, controlled environment, and then Zerka rocks up like this. Now, this is where Zerka makes the first mistake, and he starts escalating even more. Tiki-Toki is standing with a pretty decent amount of distance between them. Zerka closes that distance. He points his finger out into HS Tiki-Toki's face right here. He's getting close to HS. You can see HS is doing this with his hands, like as if to say, no, 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 come on, chill out. They're touching hands now, which is never good, because the moment the physical contact of any sort starts happening, that's when stuff can escalate very easily. And once again, Zerka escalates even more so. Let's watch how Tiki-Toki responds. So Zerka pushes HS. HS should have been ready for that. We have to remember that he's had a few drinks. He's pretty drunk. His judgment and his reaction times are going to be severely impaired. So Zerka pushes HS Tiki-Toki. Now, this is a mistake here. HS goes for the grab. He goes for the arm grab, and then they end up, look, Zerka right there. This is what I didn't like, is the Zerka faked throwing a punch, and HS's reaction was to just go like this, right there. You see that? It's just like a little flinch. You start touching. This isn't good. This isn't a good idea, because you can go for the headbutt right there. Never let someone get this close to you. Always stay at arm's length away. Unless you've got a wall behind you, you never want to be in this position. Now, watch Zerka's body language. 9 times out of 10, you can always tell when they're going to punch. Zerka's already got his right foot back a little bit. They create distance between them. Now, watch Zerka's right hand. It comes down by his side. He's got that threatening look in his eye, threatening posture, and then he goes for the right hand. I'll bring it up a little notch right there. Now, HS is lucky that Zerka doesn't have any power. I've seen a few people coping in the comments saying that Zerka didn't throw with true intention. I think he did. He's just very fat and unathletic. But it doesn't matter anyway. If you throw that first punch, you have to be ready for a full-scale retaliation coming back at you. It's like how they say in America, don't draw your gun unless you're willing to use it. So Zerka throws that punch. Now, HS does really good here at countering with a nice right hook, very fast. It's hard to tell from this angle if it cleanly connects. HS throws a right hook there, and it clearly knocks Zerka's hat off. And then HS steps out. Obviously, the situation could have been diffused right there, but if I seen someone standing like this, I'd be like, okay, this guy clearly doesn't know what he's doing. He's coked up out of his brain. Look at him. Watch Zerka in this case. He doesn't know what attack he wants to do. I think he just wants to grapple. See the way he just puts both hands forwards? Zerka's standing there ready to fight with his goofy guard, and then when HS comes towards him, extends both hands out. It's like, okay, were you trying to punch then? Or were you going for the grapple? Zerka wasn't confident in his ability because he didn't actually try and strike whatsoever. On the other hand, let's watch what HS does. HS throws a left hook. So HS is actually throwing with intention. He knows what he wants to do. He's like, I'm going to strike this kid and try and knock him out. Zerka stands there with his guard and just goes for the push and almost falls into HS. Now, this is where Zerka's infamous grappling comes into play. He grabs hold of HS's arm. He turns into him. He makes the mistake there of trying to get his arm round HS, but it gets caught on HS's head. So HS is able to keep on Zecha's back. So Zecha will actively be trying to rotate this way. HS then changes direction and uses his momentum against him. And that is when he goes for the throwdown. And then Zecha gets back up. He's all discombobulated. HS throws a punch. Could have been to the back of the head. He's lucky that that didn't connect. HS could have stomped on Zecha's head here. What's he going to do from here? Spring back up here to his feet with his athleticism and then just throw hands again? No, he's going to do the only thing he kind of really knows how to do, and that's use his body weight. He just tries to grab a hold of HS. And that's not wrong, by the way. He does the right thing. It's just he doesn't get deep enough in on HS's legs. So HS does good here by controlling Zecha's head, because wherever you move the head, the body will follow. So people are talking about HS's grappling. From what I've seen here, he's got a decent bit of knowledge. I'm not saying he's a BJJ expert, but usually in karate, you learn a bit of grappling. So Zecha's down on his knees right now. HS has pulled his t-shirt over his head. Zecha was saying that was a dirty move. It's street fighting. You know what's a dirty move? Showing up on a lad when he's having drinks with his beard and throwing a bottle at him and his beard. When the lad is in loafers and tight chinos and had a few drinks. You want to talk about dirty moves, Zecha? You started this. HS has got every right to pull that t-shirt over your head, right? So HS is just figuring out what to do here. Zecha still doesn't know where he is. You can see he's got his chin tucked. Now his t-shirt isn't over his head. He's looking down at the floor. He's discombobulated. So HS throws that left hook, which cleanly connects. Someone said in the comments yesterday, HS didn't connect with any clean shots. Okay, what about that one? That seems pretty clean to me. Zecha was almost horizontal in the air. Once again, HS could have went for the kick then. Instead, he went for a hammer fist on the back of the head. This is where problems can occur, boys. If you've ever been hit on the back of the head, you'll understand you don't actually need that much power. I've had kids hit me on the back of the head, and it's made me go a bit, ooh, wow. It makes you realize how dangerous the back of the head shots are. This car moves out the way, and HS trips over the curb. He doesn't realize the curb's behind him. Zecha falls into him. Zecha was such an amazing wrestler, and he'd done this on purpose. Why were you trying to take HS down into the road? Because you didn't really know what you was doing. So they both fell on the floor. Now HS does a pretty good job here. Look at this. Zecha, the wrestler, where's his foundation here? He hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He's just a 6'4" or 6'5", 260 pound fat steroid mess who uses his body weight to his advantage. That doesn't mean he can wrestle. If he was 180 pounds or 170 pounds, he'd get battered because he's got zero skill. He has just got size. This does not look like someone who knows what to do. There's no foundation there, and that is why HS is just able to roll Zecha over like this. But HS makes the mistake of not having a foundation himself. He puts his knee on belly, which is good. But when you're grappling and you're on top, you need as much of your body touching the floor and spread out across the floor and spread out across your opponent as possible. If the surface area that you're occupying only takes up a small amount of space, then you can easily get reversed during a scramble. So what HS should do here, he should get these legs out behind him and go for the side control. HS should be low to Zecha's body. I've grappled with a lot of big lads myself, and you have to stay low and spread out. And because they're already rolling this way to the left, Zecha can just easily transition him over, just sweep him. There you go. Once again, Zecha hasn't got a clue what he's doing. He's just lying there like a floppy fish out of water, and he's lucky that HS didn't really know what he was doing in this situation. HS goes for a full guard. So this isn't really a bad position, but this is why I talk about it's never a good idea to go to the ground in the street, because your head can get knocked on the pavement, you're in the road. I seen someone say that these two were lucky that a car didn't run them over and crush their heads. Imagine that. So he was saying that HS Tiki-Toki was begging for Zecha to get off him. Let's see what Zecha does from this position that makes Tiki-Toki that afraid and scared to continue this fight. Right, so Zecha's lying on top. HS has got hold of Zecha's t-shirt, which is actually a pretty good move. He's got hold of his t-shirt and head control, and he's getting off a few shots on Zecha. What's Zecha doing? He's got hold of his head. Nothing really. Nothing's happening. Zecha here is concussed and probably knackered. Big, hairy, fat back on him. He didn't want to fight anymore. This is just a bad idea, guys. If Zecha had a bunch of boys with him and HS had a bunch of boys with him, they'd all be fighting right now around them. And HS would probably be getting his head kicked in. And Zecha would probably be getting his head kicked in. I've seen enough street fights in my time and bar fights in my time to know it's just never a good idea. And that's why I do these videos. The drama's funny and all that, and we all like a little bit of guilty pleasure. You know, it's like like a train wreck. You can't look away. But ultimately, we're looking at the core lessons here. We're trying to show that it's just not a good idea to get into a fight in the street. You're always best walking away. So HS is saying to him, get off me, lift up, bro. We're going to get arrested. Now, Zerka could have thrown a punch here, and HS's head could have cracked on the pavement. Now, Zerka gets up voluntarily. If Zerka really, truly wanted to fight and wasn't hurting, why didn't he get it back? Because he was done. He knew he was done. Zerka could have attacked there. He chose not to. HS says, F off, Zerka. Does this look like a man who wants to still fight? Look at him. He's all discombobulated. He doesn't know where he is. There's a few lessons I want to hammer home. Don't let anyone get that close to you where you're touching hands like this, where they can headbutt you. It's a common street fighting technique, is the headbutt. It can break people's nose so easy. Don't let people get that close. Always keep them at arm's length. If you are backed up against the wall and you've got nowhere to go, then always keep your hands up. Yeah, hey mate, look, I don't want any drama. You're trying to fuse. And if the situation is looking grim and dire, like you're going to get battered and they're not backing down and they're getting more and more threatening, then you've got a couple weapons. You can knee to the balls, you can elbow to the face, or you can hook from there. But the key is to keep your hands up, because if they attack first, then your hands are here to defend. Or you can grab them, or you can push them. HS was standing there engaging with Zerka while Zerka was being very threatening. HS had his hands down. Never do that. Always keep your hands up, even if they're just here, just so you're ready. By doing this, you're essentially mimicking your guard. You're hiding it, concealing your defense. Now, one final point I want to talk about. Remember those 4 lads who shown up to HS at the gym, challenged HS to a fight? HS was like, nah, leave me alone. And then he went and attacked that heel Mike, so Zerka's mate. Well, it turns out that these are all streamers as well. So after all this drama went down, he done a live stream. Here's what they were saying to each other. And just to remind you, they're saying this in front of a live audience too.
HS punched him, as Zerka said.
Pull up on Neon and beat the shit out of Sam. Yo, no cap.
Yo, no cap, I'm down for that one.
I'm down for that one.
Beat the shit out of Sam.
Hey, yo, chat. Sam's the next target. Clip this up. Clip this up right here. Sam's the next target.
Next victim.
So these lads are now saying that Neon, you know, the little Indian kid who's dating that OnlyFans model, Sam, they're saying that them two are the next targets. For what? What have they done wrong? These are doing this for clout. I said it the other day. The fact that they're getting viewers and attention and donations is what makes them want to do it more. And I am telling you guys right now, if you ever see any of their videos, do not put any money in their pocket. Do not subscribe to them. Do not follow them. I do these videos to bring awareness to idiots like these and to expose them, not to give them more attention. If you guys now go and follow them and subscribe to them and get in the chat and say, yeah, get Neon, get Sam, F them up, that is contributing towards the problem. And unfortunately, lads like these little idiots have got an audience of 12-year-olds who find this stuff entertaining because it's separated from reality. It doesn't seem real, but this is reality. These lads are attacking other human beings who haven't done anything wrong. Yous are all idiots and hard batters. You'll never see these idiots challenge anyone the same size or the same skill level one-on-one. It's always in gangs. That's what it's like here in Liverpool. That's what it's like in the UK. It's just full of gangs. They're all little fat. They carry weapons, they carry knives, they've got nothing going on in their life, and they gang up on the weak. You'll never attack anyone who's actually strong one-on-one. So, you know, I've had 1 or 2 comments of people on my channel who said, why are you covering this? This is internet drama. Because this is the result. It makes our world a worse place, you dummies. It's not really internet drama. It's reality that's streamed as entertainment, which needs to be exposed and needs to be called out. These kids are little rats. Zerka needs to man up and set up an actual fight with HS Tiki and get a bit of money on the line and settle it like real men and not have these street fights that could end up very badly just for content. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. These street fights, although it all seems like fun and seems like entertainment, there is always a serious tone underpinning the stuff that I talk about. And if you can't see that, then the chances are you're probably not watching the full videos and you're just looking at the title and the thumbnail and then leaving your comments, because I've seen a few of you say that. You've argued with me and I can tell by your arguments that you haven't even watched the video. So for the small percentage of you that have watched this full video, let me know what you think of this situation. Tell me your final thoughts about all this street fight drama and the after effects that it's creating, all for content and attention. And remember, subscribe with those notifications turned on. 100k goal by the end of the year. We're at 89,000 subscribers. Let's try and get to 90,000 in the next few days if we can. Appreciate all the love and support. All my social links are down below. Give me a follow on all them because these videos are getting censored heavily. And I'll see you tomorrow.